Hey YouTubers, today's project is going to be replacing the radius rod bushings on the 4106. As you can see, I've got a significant amount of parts removed from the front end as part of kind of a front end rebuild, which is going to include new brake chambers right here, new brake lines, new airbags, new power steering hoses. This is the OEM cylinder type power steering. Those are the original hoses. I've also removed the wet tank and the tank up front here. The reason I did that is the wet tank is mounted on wood blocks, and if you look, those wood blocks are probably split and in bad condition. The other thing is that the U-bolts that go through this wall to connect the tank go through the insulation into the air conditioning compartment. Well, that holds water, so when I went to remove those U-bolts, they broke, they snapped, and they were sectioned down to maybe an 1/8 inch diameter inside that wall. So those U-bolts were ready to break. So I'll do an inspection of the tank, wash it out, clean it all up, but make new U-bolts and wood brackets there. In the front, it's held on by U-bolts that were also, those were okay, but there are some aluminum half rounds that hold the top of the tank. They're aluminum, the tank's steel, and so a lot of corrosion there. So same thing, gonna wash that tank, check it out. Also going to put a better drain on this with a lanyards out to the side so I can drain the wet tank. Check the drain on this tank. Again, just inspect it. So I got that out of here. So with all that stuff out of here, which you pretty much have to do, the radius rods are fairly accessible. There are two that are matched that go to the front. So right from here to here. There's one on the top, goes from here to here, and then there's one that goes across from here to the other side. So that's what today's challenge is going to be, is hopefully getting these bolts out of here without any of them breaking. The through bolts, such as these, those, not such a risk, because if you do cut them off or break them off, obviously you can put a new one in. Down here and into here, these go into a tapped block, and if that snaps off, you got a broken stud in there that's not real good. I'll go around to the other side. Get a perspective from this side. Same thing again, the fronts are identical. Back in there, that's why you'd have to take this tank off to get to those nuts back there. This is the other side of the transverse radius rod. So that's going to be today's challenge. So there's 4 rods, 2 ends per rod, 8 ends. All the ends are identical. As you can see, they're not terrible, and it looks like this is still centered where it's supposed to be. So it is kind of one of those things like, you know, do I break into jail and possibly have a major problem, or while I'm in here, do I give it a go? And I've decided to give it a try. The rubbers are all the same, so you get 8 rubbers identical. They're only 10 bucks per, so that part is cheap. So it's all just going to be a matter of if these bolts come off of here, and we'll see how it looks. Keep you posted.